Hi, and welcome back to Protect Your Pocket. Today I'm going to give you the story of when I got scammed. I've not told anyone this story before, and it was mostly because I was just so ashamed of what had happened. But when I really think about it, should I be ashamed? To be honest, I should have told every single person about this. Why? To make sure it never happened again to anyone else. I've always taken myself as someone who was pretty smart, so I never thought that somebody could make a fool of me, and especially someone that I perceived as less intelligent than I was. So one of the biggest ploys that the scammer has is activating the pride in you, but also activating shame. Pride as in, you're too smart or you're too intelligent to get scammed, so therefore you don't put up your defenses. But similarly, shame, to stop you from asking the right questions at the right time, and to stop you from sharing your story as widely as possible. So this story begins when I was 17, on my way to college, and two guys pull up in a car next to me and offer me two phones to buy for £150. Now this is quite a while ago, but you can imagine these phones were worth substantially more than £150, and I think in that moment greed just sort of took over. My normal brain's defenses should have just been shouting at me, don't get involved, but I decided to. I knew that the phones were worth probably double or triple the amounts that they were being offered to me for. So even if something was wrong with the phones or whatever it may be, I still probably would have been alright. I had no money on me, so I agreed to get into a car with them and drive over to the nearest supermarket. Once we were in the supermarket, I went to the cash point, withdrew 150 quid, and I walked back out to them, and they were still in the car. So looking at the phones, all was working, everything was working, everything was fine with the phones. But to be honest, alarm bells should have been ringing. Anyway, so when I walked back to the car, the guy in the driver's seat was like, his tone and demeanor had totally changed. He started acting a little bit shifty and just kept on repeating that, this is a bit dodgy what we're doing, isn't it? And I think all of that was just a massive ploy just to like distract me from the fact that they were about to scam me. So anyway, he kept on emphasizing, oh, this is dodgy. We were like, we need to be careful. We need to make sure no one sees us. So as a result, he also mentioned that potentially police were looking and people are looking at us, and I think it kind of really scared me into like not doing the due diligence that would be expected, and effectively at that point, we agreed to trade the phones for the money, and they put the phones in a bag, distracted me with all of the talk of people watching us, and next thing they drove off. When I looked inside the bag, there was a brick wrapped in papers that I had just bought for £150. I didn't even speak. I literally just walked to college in silence and threw my brick into the canal. Now, in terms of what I learnt there, don't be greedy. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And also, don't be afraid to walk away.